It is the first week in June. We're going to take a look at the orchard. So first up is the pear tree. They are continuing to swell the fruit. There's I don't really notice a lot of leaf difference, but the pears are still getting nice and big. We've worked on thinning them, I think. That's been on our list. I think we got most of it done. So just one per cluster, just to kind of help control that, decrease pest problems, and also increase our yield. So that looks like it went pretty well. We'll have to go and fine tune it a little bit more later, but that's been the big thing there. That'll help the pears that are remaining get bigger. And that's it. With our strawberries here, which I don't know if I've mentioned this on here, but basically 2 years ago in the spring I transplanted one strawberry here. And at the end of that year, 2014, there was 10 strawberries. And then now there are probably 40 or so. And they're actually producing big, delicious strawberries. Yeah, this one looks pretty good. So the problem we've had is that they're very, as you can see, very productive in reproducing. But the berries are sour. And that one's a bit sour. Had problems in the front with the bugs eating them, or just the berries are not sweet. It seemed like that was the one of the two, and that's why we took those berries out in the front. These guys have grown up differently, but they do have some big delicious berries, or big berries. We'll just have to see if they're going to actually turn delicious, or if they're all going to be sour. It's kind of a thing we're trying to figure out, or if this variety just doesn't like this for whatever reason. So anyway, that's what we've got. Trying to figure out if this variety is just doesn't like us or what. That fruit, that was sour too. Anyway, it's been a challenge to wait for them to get red enough and sweet enough and not let the bugs get them first. So kind of like our cherries. The cherries are getting, as you can see, red. Most of them are past the yellow stage now, or in the yellow stage at least, getting the blush, and then a lot of them are actually, as you can see, turning red. So we have lots of slightly red, lots of yellow, getting the blush and all that stuff. So all the different stages there. And basically due to all the pruning I did, it's a lot different looking this year. You can actually see the cherries a lot easier, which is going to probably give us some issues with the birds, but we'll just have to deal with that. And they have been here eating them, you can see, even though they're not sweet yet. So I assume they're just tasting them to see if they are. So we'll just have to see how this goes, and our cherry harvest might get a lot of bird damage this year due to the fact that the cherries are so exposed. And like I said, it has to do with just the pruning that I did this year. Usually they're not this exposed. You can't see that many cherries, but it's great for picking though. It's also great for the birds to be able to come in and see the cherries and go in here. So we'll just have to balance that out as best we can. But anyway, cherry tree is looking very good and getting all those cherries ready for harvest, which probably will be in a few weeks. Then we have our apple tree. It's just doing its thing. I still haven't had a chance to go in and control some of the new growth, which I will need to shift gears. But now that I have most of the main garden put in, all the stuff done with that, I won't have to I can shift my efforts back to the orchard part. So the peach tree is looking fantastic. The peaches are, I should say. They're looking so big. It's amazing. So there they are. I just thinned these maybe 3 weeks ago, and they were like the size of my thumb, and now they're just huge. So and we're getting a lot of them. If we can go in under here, we can see them a lot easier. Maybe I'm not sure how well it shows up on the camera, but basically they're green, but they kind of blend in. But over here you can see they kind of have a little blush on them from the sun. So anyway, there's lots of them, and they're looking good. I haven't seen any problems, more than normal. So hopefully that will have a good harvest there. The pear tree, just the same as the others. Lots, you can see lots and lots of water sprouts, things that go straight up there. You know, hundreds of them there. I probably should go in and try to control them now, so that before the tree puts a lot of effort into growing them. So I'll need to make some time for that as well. The issue is it's getting really warm now. We're getting into the 90s, and so it's getting to be limited time or very uncomfortable to work during the whole day. So I try to, in the heat of the summer, work early in the morning and later at night in the cooler parts, and then not be out here in the middle of the 90 plus degrees hot Utah sun. But we'll have to see how that goes. And the last but not least, actually the biggest, is the apricot tree. We've thinned out some of the apricots, but definitely not all of them. And I still have not got around to seeing if I want to go and thin some out at the top. But they're here. You know, they're growing. A lot of them have the fungus stuff on them, but there's not much. Actually, there's nothing you can do about it. So we just have to figure out, you know, what the plan's going to be with that, because there's really no easy way to thin that fruit up there or even to pick it. So we'll just have to see what we're going to do. But there's definitely still some areas I can go and thin things on that I can reach with a ladder or going outside there stuff. So anyway, we'll get that taken care of. But anyhow, that is the orchard for this week. Everything's getting bigger, and the cherries are getting closer to being ripened. The other fruit just getting bigger. So anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.